Rev It Up, Mustang Car Fanatic Productions, Homeowners Edition. We're building a 12 by 10 deck on the back of the house where our sunset retractable awning is. We picked up our 8 or 9 2 by 8 tins, and we'll put them in 16-inch on center. And 16-inch on center means that that's going to be in the middle of that mark on both ways, and we have them flush. And we're going to go ahead and do the front part first, then pull it back and do the back part. And again, because this is a 2 by 8, you want 4 nails, decking screws in it, an inch from the top, and then space it out in between, and an inch from the bottom. And I pre-drill the holes so it makes it easier, so the wood doesn't split and everything's level and it goes right through. Okay, I got the fronts all 16-inch on center and level, so all I gotta do now is pull it back so I can get to the backboard, get that level, and get those 4 I think I got 3.5 inch the rust color decking screws to go in 10 by 3.5 that goes in, and that goes in a long way. And I use 4 on each board, and I got 8 boards in here, 10 if you want to include the outside, because it's 12 by 10. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boards, and I got 1 board extra to cut up to do what I want with. So it's beginning to look like a deck. So we'll begin after this to start the leveling process, and I'll be cutting that extra 2 by 8 tin into 16-inch pieces. I may need to get another one, and every 5 feet straighten them out, put them in between there, as you know, to balance it, and then put some boards on the side to get them leveled, so everything will be leveled, so there'll be no difference in the platform when you walk. You won't settle here, squeak here, or squeak there. Okay, so we got all the deck screws in on the header panel, and the rear header panel I would call up there near the concrete, and the front header panel I would call up here near the front where the grass is. We got all the deck screws in there, 4 screws, probably 2 inches apart and 1 inch from the top. Same on the back. We got it squared 190 to 190. I'm gonna have to check that again because we pulled it out, so I can nail those boards or put decking screws in the boards behind, and we just put it back up there. So we got that part finished, and that's what she looks like so far. I'm amazed that this is pretty level. All I gotta do is just knock that down just a little bit, but it's pretty much level all the way around. It's just this end right here, everything else is level all the way across. I did a pretty good job, and we had a good bit of rain, and there's no rain up there, just a little bit of water right in here, and that's gonna run off. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. And again, we're 190 from angle to angle there, so I can go ahead and start to do ramsack and attach it to the foundation there, starting in the middle and working my way out and working my way out, because the board is not really straight, but it's level. And then I'll take this 2 by 6, 2 by 8, 12 here, 2 by 8, 10 here, cut it up into 16 pieces, and I'll run some joists every 5 foot, 1 here, 1 here. I'll stagger them like that until I get it stable, because you know, you got wiggle, so we want to cut out all that wiggle. and we want that nice and steady. Rev it up, Car Fanatic production, and sprucing up the home. We're back with our 12 by 10 deck, and I have my 1 by 6 by 16 decking boards. I had to purchase 20 of them. I got those, and I have my leveler here. So we're going to start at the top and make sure that that's level up there, and then we're going to come down and make sure each part's level. I can tell you right here it's level at the front. That thing is right dab in the center right there, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. Level right there also. Level right there also. So that is awesome. That is level right there. So let us go up forward and check our back beam here. And that's just off just a little bit. So it will need to be raised. Let me see. Up. This is the high end on that side. So this would have to be picked up. But that's not bad. Be off that much. Let's slide it down some. We're level right there. Awesome. Level there. We're level there. My God. The only spot that's not level is right there. That's the only spot that's not level, right there. Rev here with Rev It Up Car Fanatic Home Edition. We got our 2x8 12s that we're going to cut up into squares, and we're going to space them out 4 to 5 feet and see what we got here to stop the wobbling. But everything is level, and I'm surprised it came out as level as it did on the first shot. Barely had to do anything. Okie dokie. I got my pre-drilled holes on both sides, and I'm going to just level it up and put it in there. Okay, YouTube family and friends, Rev It Up Car Fanatic Home Spruce Edition. I did as much as I could do today. You can see my crutch up against the wall for my hip. Kneeling, sitting down doing that is okay, but walking around. But I'm putting the little tiny rim joists all the way across. You can see I'm spacing them out about 2 feet. See how they go? In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Over there, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. So I got to do out, and then I'm gonna fill in the middle. And once I get the middle filled in, then we can start. I'm gonna put down some joist tape, and joist tape is just something that's waterproof that you go over the top of your joints with, and it kind of seals it and it helps it. And this is real sturdy, a lot more sturdier now. It's not as wobbly as it used to be. maybe right in here. No, still it's strong. Wow, this used to be real wobbly, but it's real strong now. But it's going to be even stronger once I fill in this side. So I just got one there to go, one here to go, and then I do my in out in out. I might need to get one more 2x8 10 to do it, because I think I get about 8 pieces out of it, and it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do one whole back section there, and then the middle section 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only get five cuts out of these things, so I'm gonna have to end up getting one more board. I thought getting 2. I actually had 3. I thought that would be enough, but it's never enough. I know I have to go get some more deck screws, but it's coming out pretty good. Well, YouTube family and friends, Rev here. Rev it up. Let's just say sprucing up the home production. Well, I have my deck board all laid out. As you can see, I got joists cut in between. I got rows of 5 straight down, rows of 4 straight down, 5 straight down, 4, then I did 4, and then I did 5. So they're spaced out between 2 and 4 foot, and it's really sturdy and level. So what I did, and what I'm going to continue to do, I mounted that one and then I banged it down on the ground to get it even. So that's got ground support up front, and I did this one on the inside. So I got enough of 2x8s to do that I can kind of come up every 4 foot, like about right in here, and make sure something's touching the ground here, one's touching the ground down here, one's touching the ground up here, something's touching the ground 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 there. That way we'll have good sound structural. I mean, it's sturdy. It's not, when I walk on it, there's nothing that's leaning to one side or anything. There's nothing giving. It's solid. There's no wiggle in the boards anymore. These little joists that I put on was good. I got to run and pick up my son, but when I get back, what we're going to be doing is cleaning off all the sand from cutting the wood, and then we're going to clean it up, and we're going to lay down some Trimix or Trex joist tape. And what that does, it goes over the top of the joists, all of them, and it creates a moisture barrier over the top of it. And when you drill screw your nails into it, it covers, seals it, so it protects it from moisture. Rev it up, homeowner spruce edition. We're back with the 12 by 16, 12 by 10 deck, and we're doing our last preparation before we start to add the decking. We're putting down some joist tape, which acts as moisture barrier. So when I screw the deck down, the screws go into the moisture barrier, it seals it, and it's waterproof. Not water resistant, but waterproof. But this is something a little more that I added. You can see the strips down there. I still got something to add to the little cross joists and the 12 foot one here and the 12 foot in the back. I got all the 10s done. But just a little something extra to protect your investment. You spend a lot in this lumber, and you want this to last as long as possible. And one thing I like about building a ground deck, this is my first ground deck I ever built. I remember a time I didn't know nothing about wood. I was horrible at wood, but once I started building my cabinets or my benches and all that stuff in the garage, I began to get good with woodwork. So I got that awning, so I thought we'd get a deck so we wouldn't be sitting and smelling the dirt. Now, one thing about a ground level deck is you don't need a permit in most states, and there's no codes to how you build it, but you still have to go with the laws of physics and have it structurally sound. You, depending on your size, you want to do 16-inch, or joist is 16-inch on centers. In some cases, they're 12-inch on centers. I decided to use 2x8 because your normal steps are 2x8. The step up on a concrete slab is 2x8. So most people are used to stepping up on 2x8s, and plus 2x8s are a lot sturdier. So that's why I choose to use 2x8s. So, and then as you've seen, I got different blocking right there, right there, right there, right there, there, in the front there, right down here, and right down there. And I got them banged down pretty tough to the ground. So it has contact with the ground, some of everywhere, and I know that it's going to be pretty good. So this is the way I chose to build my deck. I'm not a professional, so you build yours your way. I did use decking screws, and I went by the laws of nature. 2x8 is going to get 4 decking screws on your joist. So I got all 4 decking screws in, and like I said, I got fill gravel underneath, leveled it. I got my landscape net on there, so moisture, or should I say weeds, don't grow up, or grass don't grow up in that area. I took the sprinkler out and capped it and put it in the front. So now let me finish putting down this joist tape. Okay, we're starting to lay down the decking. You can see on that side is even, and it's even on the other side. And I got the boards butted up as close as possible, and it's got just a little bit of room for rain to squeeze down in the middle. So I need to get some more joint tape, because I still got 1, 2, 3, I think about 4 joists to tape up. But I wanted to get as much of the decking board on as I can, so I can work on the deck, and at least I can see I'm making progress. Okay, we started putting on the 1x6 12 decking. You're not going to get a perfect 12-inch deck. You're not going to get a perfect straight board, but all along the edge here it's lined up pretty well. The gaps are pretty decent, except for this one right here and one right here, but that's okay. Water runoff will be good for that. So we're six deck boards in, 8 deck boards in, and 12 more to go, I believe, and we'll be finished with this. But I got a late start this morning. My hip was really bad. I couldn't hardly walk, so I took my meds and fell asleep. I didn't come out until about 11. So this is all I got done. So maybe tomorrow morning we'll knock most of this out. I need some more decking screws. Also, I ran out of decking screws. Rev it up, sprucing up the house. God bless.